Welcome back to another Pokemon Throwback Thursday, where every Thursday morning we take a deep dive into a vintage set. We are going to complete order, so the set we're checking out today is Black and White Plasma Freeze. And then of course we're going to be checking out some more cards and box sets from sets that are Sun and Moon and older that are going absolutely crazy. But before we get started, we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Punch-Out Gaming. Punch-Out Gaming is my local game store that I go to, and it's the #1 game store in all of Minnesota. I've actually been to them all. Nobody can beat their variety, so definitely check them out, and they're only located 30 minutes north of the Twin Cities. So if you're in the area, definitely swing by. But all right, let's get started. Checking out Plasma Freeze. 116 cards plus 6 secret rares. Came out May 8th, 2013. I actually really enjoy this set. They got the evolutions in here. The nice Umbreon here. The blue border just really pops. They got some cool cards. And then they got some full art plasmas, which you guys know I love these. The pure blue full arts. We got Heatran, Thundurus, Deoxys, and Tornadus for the plasma full arts. Plus we also have this Jetsis. Probably butchered that name. And then we have Latios and Latios and Professor Juniper for our regular full arts. And then for our gold secret rares, we got Empoleon, super nice card, Sigilyph, Garbodor, Garchomp, Max Potion, and then we got an Ultra Ball. If you guys are Garchomp fans, you guys have to check out this card. It is super nice, and I'm telling you, the gold border just makes them feel premium. So definitely check that card out. All right, we are going to look at some prices here on eBay. So we got the regular Latios EX Ultra Rare. Sold for $18. We got the Umbreon Plasma, again, sold for $18.50. Looks like that's the non-holo. We got the Latios EX Full Art, sold for $100, best offer accepted. We got a couple of the Jetsis Full Arts, $50 and $70. PSA 9 Plasma Deoxys EX for $499. Then we have the Umbreon Plasma Holo for $50, best offer accepted. Tornadus, $120, best offer accepted for the blue Plasma Full Art. Another Deoxys. Here we got a PSA 10 Latios for $6,000, which we're going to check in a second. And we also have a PSA 10 Latios for $5,900 in a PSA 10. So very expensive cards in a PSA 10. Then we got the Dragonite Holo. I almost forgot about this card. Sold for $55 for near mint. It's just a regular holo. They also have a really nice Dragonair and Dratini in this set. Thundurus, Plasma Full Art, $45, best offer accepted. The Latios Full Art, $150, best offer accepted. Heatran, $90. Jetsis, $60, Thundurus, $80, another Dragonite for $15. We got a CGC 9 Holo Dragonite for $60. Garchomp, $299, best offer accepted for the secret rare. We got a stamped Glaceon Plasma card for $27. Reverse Holo Plasma Leafeon for $20. And we got a Deoxys Plasma Full Art for $170. Another secret rare Garchomp for $250, best offer accepted. I'm trying to find the other secret rares. Here we have the Ultra Ball. This thing's very expensive. $454 raw. Wow. Then we got the Garbodor Secret Rare, $115, best offer accepted. We got a PSA 9 Professor Juniper for $250. Looking for more of the secret rares. PSA 9 Ultra Ball for $480. Garbodor PSA 9 for $330. Here we got the Sigilyph for $67. Pretty affordable. It says near mint to lightly played. Here we got a nice Plasma Umbreon Reverse Holo for $50. I mean, just look at that picture. That really, really pops. If you're an Umbreon fan, that's a must get. I'm still looking for the Empoleon. Is that what I'm missing? Another Garchomp. We got PSA 10, $5,999, best offer accepted, which we're going to check here in a second. This is driving me nuts. Where is the Empoleon? A little further, maybe. There we go. $124 for near mint. There, finally found one. All right, let's check out some PSA 10 sales. A lot of these were pretty tough to find. So we got the Professor Juniper, sold a few months ago at $2,000. Next, we have the Umbreon Plasma. So this, I think, is the holo. Yep, last sold, which was last month, for $2,296. Before that, it was $3,762 and $5,000 before that, which is crazy. Next, we have the Flareon Reverse Holo, which was a few months ago. Last sold $449 in PSA 10. Not too bad. And honestly, this is a super cool little collection you can do just to collect all the evolutions for these plasma cards. They're very affordable raw. And in PSA 10, they're pretty expensive, but it's a nice little set to complete. Next, we have the Garbodor Secret Rare. This sale was a long time ago, $1,272. I guarantee it's worth way more than that now. Next, we have the Empoleon, which was about 6 months ago. Sold for $1,350. Next, we have the Garchomp here. That's sold for $4,500. That's the one we've seen on eBay. And then the one before that was $3,950. So if I had to guess, Empoleon would probably be like $3K. Garbodor would probably be around 2,500, 2K. Next, we have the Latios full art, which we've seen earlier. Last sold 6,595. Before that, it was 4,850. And before that, it was 3,050. Says the pop is 45. All right, next, we're checking out some products. So Plasma Freeze does not have an ETB, but they got some regular boosters, some sleeve boosters, and they have these awesome little 2-pack blisters with these super cool bird cards. We got Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. This sold for $632. Regular Deoxys loose booster pack sold for $150. We got a PSA 8 Plasma Freeze pack sold for $300. Best offer accepted. Plasma Freeze theme deck with Glaceon sold for $81. And then they got the Plasma Freeze sleeve boosters, $279. Best offer accepted. We got another of the double pack blisters with the birds that sold for $390. And then we got a couple more sleeve boosters, $220. Best offer accepted. PSA 10 Plasma Freeze pack, $184 plus $40 in shipping. It's not terrible. Another one, same price. And another one, even the app, so I guess this is the PSA 9. Sold for $182. A couple more sleeve boosters for $132, $122, $102, $120. And I feel like they'd be pretty cool to have, especially if you can afford the sleeve boosters, because they just display so nice. All right, next we are checking out some of the big boys. This thing has 3 boosters, 2 promos, and 1 jumbo. Look at that, a Darkrai full art blue plasma jumbo with the Giratina plasma blue full art and the Darkrai. You cannot beat that. That is so cool. Sold for $2K. Then we got a booster box here, sold for $5,350. Another one at $5,350. And then like a week before that, it sold for $2,000, which I do not understand. Maybe it doubled in a week. I'm not 100% sure. And then another one of these big boxes sold for $1,700. But this is a cool box. I would love to get this for display. Got that really nice plasma coin. I've seen a few of these in person, but they're always super, super beat up. All right, in honor of Black and White, we are going to check some of the full arts that the new cards are based off of, like the white Reshiram, the black Zack Rom, and the red Victini. We're going to look at the OGs. So we're going to look at sold listings of the Victini in a PSA 10. Last sold is $2,625. Before that, it was $2,450. Before that, it was $2K. And then $1,800, $1,680, $1,672. So just in 1 month, it went from $1,672 to $2,625. Next, we have the Zack Rom full art. This is the black one. Now, there is a black background and a gray background. You know, as you can see clear as day on this one. It even says black background on the PSA slab. But these are both super cool. And in my opinion, if you're collecting them, you should try to get both because they look so nice next to each other. But for the black background, that sold for $4,100. And the gray background sold for $3,500. Then we have the white Reshiram here. This sold for $7,000 in a PSA 10. Before that, it was $5,500, and then before that, $3,500. And then even a CGC 8.5 sold for $2,300. That's kind of crazy. All right, next, in honor of the McDonald's Japanese Pikachu going absolutely crazy, we are going to check out the OGs, the greatest McDonald's cards we have ever gotten in Pokemon history. Check out these arts. If you guys are just listening, please tune in and check these out. You will not be disappointed. Look at that Squirtle blowing a bubble. And the holos, they pop so nice. Got the Charmander, the Pikachu, the Slowpoke, the Chikorita. And no joke, every card has some really nice art. We got the Larvitar there, Vulpix, Totodile. Just top tier Pokemon too, in my opinion. But I am super biased when it comes to Generation 2 and Generation 1 stuff. But yeah, such a cool little set. Let me know down below which one of these is your all-time favorite. All right, next we're going to check out some PSA 10 sales. We have the Chikorita. Highest sale is $600, and the last couple sales are right around $420, $450. Next, we have the Slowpoke. Highest sale is $645, and the last sale is right around $550-ish. Next, we have the Larvitar. We did have a Beckett Black Label sale, which is crazy. That sold for $2,405. And the highest PSA 10 sale is about $650, but the last sale is right around $450. Next, we have the Pikachu in a PSA 10. Highest sales $1,959, and then the most recent sale is right around $1,800. Next, the Charmander sold for $1,925. That is the high, and most recent sales are right around $1,800. Next, we have the Squirtle. Highest sale is $4,200, and then the last sale is right around $4,100. So yeah, these are the OG Japanese McDonald's cards, and in my opinion, they're so much better than the cards we get today. And if you ever see them in person in really clean condition, they just really, really pop. The holos are so nice. And like I said, they're pretty affordable raw too, so Definitely check them out. Maybe pick out a couple. It's a fun little set to complete. But alright, that was today's Pokemon Throwback Thursday. If you guys do like this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, you can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, or my YouTube membership. It's only 99 cents a month. But alright, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my last Pokemon What If Wednesday, which was an absolute crazy one, I even put a picture of myself up with no beard. Click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.